and you're in the KidsZone.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Aaberg. We're having a blast in the KidsZone. Coming up next, it's Juvenile Jury, and here's the big problem for this week. Should grandmothers wear mini skirts? Well, here's what I think. Ew! Next thing you know, they'll be borrowing your Barbie dolls and dancing to the Spice Girls. On second thought, that could be kind of fun.
These children are all members of the Juvenile Jury. All except the big guy. That's me, Jack Barrett. Welcome to Juvenile Jury.
Thank you very much. A very cordial welcome once again to Juvenile Jury, the program where the children get a chance to speak their minds, solve some problems, and meet some grown-up guests. We have a fine guest star for you a little later on. Principally, of course, we try to solve some problems, but to do that, here are the youngsters on this week's Juvenile Jury. Here, returning to our program, is Max Steyer. Max, how old are you?
5.
How old?
5.
You have the deepest voice for 5. Has everybody told you you have a deep voice?
No.
What's your middle name, Max?
Ian.
What is it?
Ian.
Ian. Max Ian Steyer. Isn't that a nice name? We're delighted to have you on the program with us, Max. Here's a newcomer to our panel, Valerie Zisser. How old are you, Valerie?
6.
How old?
6.
And what's your last name?
Zisser.
What was that?
Zisser.
Can you imagine having teeth out and your last name being Zisser? Valerie, what do you want to be when you get older?
An animal doctor.
And what does your daddy do?
He works in a liquor store.
And what else does he do?
Sells tamales.
Works in a liquor store and sells tamales? What happened to the liquor business? He sells those along with him. And here's our old friend Todd Bass. Todd, nice to have you back. How old are you, Todd?
I'm 6.
6 years old.
And a
May
half.
I beg your pardon?
And a half.
And a half. May I compliment you once again on your sartorial splendor?
What is that?
On the shirt you're wearing, that's a magnificent shirt.
You know who picked it out?
Your mother.
No, me.
You? Beautiful, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Isn't that a lovely shirt? Nice to have you with us, Todd. Up on the top row, here's another newcomer to our panel. Here is Helene Wasserman. Helene, how old are you?
8.
And, Helene, what do you want to be when you get older?
A singer.
A singer. What does your daddy do?
He's an accountant for Blue Cross.
And I understand your daddy has a little habit that you don't like too well. What is that?
He gives me wet kisses.
Wet kisses? You like dry kisses better? All right, we'll tell Dad to get those kisses a little drier. And finally, here is Shane Blackwell, who's with us before. How old are you, Shane?
11.
And I know your dad's a songwriter, Shane. Do you ever sing any of your dad's songs?
No.
Why?
I'm just kind of shy.
You are? How come you're here on the Juvenile Jury?
Well, I'm used to that.
Oh, really? Well, we're delighted to have you with us, and those are all the kids on Juvenile Jury. Okay, kids. Let's get to a problem. As you know, people send problems to us, grown-ups, children, everybody. And this is a problem which is typical of the ones that are coming in. There's a 9-year-old boy has a problem like this. He presented this to us this way. He says, sometimes when I ask my grandmother if I can do something, she says, yes, I can. But when my mother finds out, she says, no, you can't. Now, if I have to mind my mother, why doesn't she have to mind her mother? How about that, kids? Todd Bass, what do you think about this?
You see, you could do something, you know what you could do?
No.
You could get her real mad by getting a girlfriend or something that she doesn't like, and then you just say, I won't stop it until you let me do what you did when you were a little girl.
What problem are you working on, Todd?
The problem you told me to work on.
The one about the... See, the problem is here that the grandmother always thinks she's the boss in the family. And the little girl says, if I have to listen to my mother, why doesn't my mommy have to listen to her mother? What about that, Valerie? What do you think?
I know. The mother should, the grandma should let the little girl do what she wants, and the mother should let the little girl do what the mother wants the little girl to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Max? What do you think about this problem?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
You want some more time to think about it? Or you can think about it. Shane Blackwell up on top. What do you think, Shane?
I think that's kind of weird, but when...
What's kind of weird?
The way you put it, like when you said
I thought it was kind of weird myself when we took this problem. However, go ahead.
Well, when the 9-year-old boy has to mind his mother because he's closer. And when the grandmother says that he can do something, if he's lucky, he better get it done quick.
All right. Helene Wasserman.
Well, your mother, the 9-year-old boy's mother, will always, doesn't have to listen to her mother now because she's older, and you should, and the 9-year-old boy should listen to his mother, not his grandmother.
Okay, very good. I think that's very sound advice. Okay, kids, what do you think, use your imagination now, what do you think grandmothers are for? Todd, what do you think grandmothers are for?
They're for love.
For love. That's very sweet. The grandmothers are going to like that. Valerie, what do you think grandmothers are for?
Like when the mother has to go out and
Mostly that's what they're for, yeah. So that the grandmother can stay and be babysitter, right? Okay. Max, what do you think a grandmother is for?
I don't know.
Oh, you do so. Don't you know what the grandmother is for? Not really? Okay. Shane, what do you think?
Spoiling you.
Spoiling you? Does your grandmother spoil you?
Well, when she has time, because I live way far away from her, and I hardly get to see her.
I see. And how about you, Helene?
Well, to do nice things for you, like.
That's what grandmothers are for, to spoil you and to love, and I think all those things are true. And we're going to hear more about what grandmothers are for from a very, very famous grandmother right after this message.
This program is brought to you in part by the SOS Scrubber Sponge. Its unique shape really makes a difference.
They'll make you smile. They'll make you laugh. You can't help but love these wacky babies. The cutest, funniest, most hilarious home video you have ever seen. Your whole family will fall for these cute, cuddly clowns. Wacky Babies is filmed by world-famous filmmaker Marty Stauffer. You've seen Marty's Wild America series on TV. Use your credit card and call this toll-free number now to order Wacky Babies for only $19.99. Order now, and you'll also receive Queen of the Ice, absolutely free. This special television offer is not available in stores. Your satisfaction is guaranteed, or your money back. Call now.
For rush delivery, get your credit card ready and call 1-800-561-2552 or send your check or money order to the address on your screen. Call 1-800-561-2552 right now.
You know it makes me want to shout.
Shout Wipes. Now wipe out stains wherever you go. Just rub on to help remove stains in a matter of seconds. Shout Wipes. Keep them on you to keep stains off you. S.C. Johnson Wax.
Inside every box of Unisom, you'll find a safe, non-habit-forming way to sleep. And you'll also find the only sleep aid made by Pfizer, one of the leading research pharmaceutical companies in the world. Unisom helps you sleep with the same assurance and quality that's in every Pfizer product. And when you're having trouble sleeping, it's nice to know where the sleep comes from. Non-habit-forming Unisom. Rest assured.
Hey! Hey! Make me normal size, please! Whoa! Those darn programmers! Oh, hi! I'm Lucy, and I'm the freshest, fastest, and coolest way to turn cyber letters. If you like Wheel of Fortune, you'll love Wheel 2000! Everyone in your family can play along and learn something too. What about that? Did I mention the fabulous prizes? And we're not talking rice-a-roni here, buddy.
Watch Wheel 2000 Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern.
This is Game Show Network. And you're in the Kids Zone.
Our special guest on Juvenile Jury is a grandmother. but you'd never know it to look at her. Would you welcome with me, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the youngest and swingin'est grandmother I know, television's own Virginia Graham. Virginia. What a great outfit for a grandmother to be wearing.
Oh, it's wonderful to be born in this century, especially when half the desk covers the part that the pants don't. How are you?
I'm fine, Virginia.
You look marvelous.
What about your grandchildren? How many do you have?
I have 2. The ballet dancer is 7 and the doctor's 5. They're just adorable.
A little later on, we're going to show pictures of Virginia Graham's grandchildren. Right now, I was wondering, Virginia, the kids, I'm sure, have some very profound thoughts about what grandmothers should do, what they should be like. Now, you saw this wonderful pantsuit that Virginia Graham is wearing. Now, she's a grandmother. Kids, what do you think? Should grandmothers wear pantsuits? What do you think about that? Todd Bass, what do you think?
I don't think they should because if they have pants on, like, you mean a pants?
Yeah, like I'm wearing now, darling. They call it a
Well,
slack
I
suit.
think that's all right because girls, they have their privacy. They can have it if they want.
It does keep you more private, there's no question. Yes.
How did we get into this discussion?
He's absolutely right. He must ride a lot of buses.
Valerie, what do you think? Is it all right to wear the pantsuits?
Well, if they want to, they can.
Yeah? What do you think about mini skirts? Mini skirts. Helene up on top, what do you think about grandmothers wearing mini skirts?
Well, I don't really think they should. I think the closest to mini they should get is midi.
Good.
You agree with that, Virginia?
I have a friend of mine who has a gorgeous figure, and she really could wear the styles. But as her daughter said about her, you know, you look marvelous, Nana, until you turn around, and then you have a grandma face. And see, and this is the thing that kills it, you know? If you could only be walking away and didn't have to face someone, I think they're right.
Shane, do you think that grandmothers should wear mini skirts?
No, because when you're a grandmother, you're usually getting up in age. Not that much.
Down is the word, yes.
And your legs don't look as good as they used to. And then if you wear a mini skirt, they're not going to say much. I mean, they're going to say...
Shane, I think I should stop you right at this point to ask, how old do you think grandmothers are?
Well, about 40, maybe older.
Oh, that is terrible.
You feel better now?
Oh, this was like fresh oxygen. Yes, oh my God.
Max, how old do you think grandmothers are? Max, take a guess. How old? Huh? How old?
About 50 or 40 or...
Yeah, sure.
Or what? Wait a while, he's keeping going. 50 or 40 or what?
Or
20? 30 or what else?
Or 70.
We just lost the whole battle. Hey, right now, kids, I want you to all look out this way because Virginia brought the pictures of her grandchildren, the doctor and the ballet dancer. And if you'll take a look over there, would you tell us, can you see that, Virginia, up there? Who, are they the youngsters?
Yeah, there they are, my little
Tell us about them.
They were out here a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And the Virginia Graham Jury, which comes from here, kids. Can you see it on the monitor?
Yeah, they can see way over there.
We went to SeaWorld. And I took Jan and Stephen to SeaWorld, and we did our show there, and they met the killer whale, and they love being on television. And I said to Stephen, who is a genius, and of course you know the definition of a genius, don't you? The average grandchild of average grandparents. So, so I said to him, would you like to be a TV star? And he says, not me, baby. Do you think that's proper to call your grandma baby?
No.
I love it.
Virginia, I'm sure that you must have some marvelous grandmother stories.
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Well, of course, the cutest story I ever heard was Jan. You know how your parents are. Do they take pictures of you all the time? Oh, it's so boring,
They're all shaking
isn't it?
their head.
Yes. Do you mind it with the flashing bulbs all the time and smile? So we do the same thing. And Jan was raised, I think, on pablum and Kodak. So she had her pictures taken since she was a child, and one day she saw her first storm. The first time she ever saw lightning in her life. And she was looking out the window, and she called her daddy, and she says, Daddy, come in. God just took my picture.
That's a charming story. Now, you know what that reminds me of? This is not a This is not a grandmother story, but what you said just reminded me, and this is true. Arlene Francis,
This
you know,
is
from
true.
What's My Line? No, that story is really...
Mine is true.
Yeah, yours is true, too. Yeah. Arlene Francis used to go to church every Sunday. She may have told you this story. She had a little boy, Peter. He was only 5 at the time. And as they came out of church, the priest blessed his head and said, tapped his head and said, "God bless you." The kid said, "I don't have a cold."